Village people. Life's an everyday adventure. That's my philosophy. I love when my friends come over to play. Usually we make up fun things to do as we go, but not today. Today I had a very specific mission for my playtime with Marco. Marco was feeling sad because he missed the soccer tryouts. I planned to cheer him up. I thought of as many sporty games as I could and brought out all of my balls, mitts, rackets, and goals into the backyard. It was going to be awesome. I was working hard setting things up when I smelled something delicious coming from the kitchen. I ran inside and found Marco sitting at the table eating one of my mother's famous chocolate chip cookies. "You're here," I said excitedly as I gave him a big hug.
"Hi, Molly,"
he said in a low voice. I sat down and grabbed a cookie. It was warm, gooey, and totally delicious. As we were eating, I told Marco to get ready for a fabulous and fun day outside. I wasn't sure if it was the cookie or what I just said, but Marco's mood changed instantly. He jumped up, let out a yahoo, and ran outside. I dashed outside, grabbed a racket, and threw one to Marco. I tossed the ball into the air and hit it as hard as I could. Whoa! The ball went flying so high into the air that it hit a tree, scared a bird, bounced off a branch, and landed in the bushes. We burst out laughing, and Marco ran to get it. I was watching Marco when my toes began to tingle and bounce like little basketballs in my moccasins. Then suddenly, Marco slid under a bush and screamed, "Ah!" I ran to help him and slid under the bush just like he did. When I got there, he was laughing. I didn't know why, but I started laughing too. "Look at that little man," he said. I looked around, but I didn't see anyone, so I gave Marco a look of confusion.
"Look, right there, a little man,"
he said, still laughing. Then I saw it. It was a bunch of twigs mixed up together so that they formed what looked like a little man. We grabbed it and got out from under the bush. There was no mistaking it. It really looked like a little man. We immediately named him Mr. Bent, which got us laughing again. We played with Mr. Bent for a little while, joking and making up voices for him.
"Hi, I'm Mr. Bent. What's your name, little lady?"
It was fun, but something was missing.
"He needs a friend,"
Marco exclaimed. He was right. Mr. Bent would be very lonely if he didn't have any other twig people to play with. We both grabbed some twigs and started bending and twisting them into little people. "I'm finished," I said with excitement. I looked to see what Marco had done, and we laughed again. Marco had made another little man, and I had made a little woman with leaves for clothes. We were having so much fun that we grabbed more twigs and leaves and began making more and more twig people. Before long, we had made a whole bunch of people. We had little men, little women, and even little twig kids. Mr. Bent couldn't be the only one with a name, so we gave them all names. Most of them we gave flower names like rose, sunflower, and tulip. Some we gave tree names like oak, spruce, and maple. Once everyone had a name, we decided we should put them together in families. It was really funny because the families were all different. Some had lots of kids and some had none. Some families had 2 parents and some had 1. Now that we had our twig people families, we realized they were going to need places to live. We gathered some rocks and big leaves. It was easy to make houses out of the rocks, but the leaf houses ended up being more like teepees. We put our families in their new homes. "What if they get hungry?" I asked, worried about my new twig friends.
"Aha, they need a grocery store,"
Marco responded quickly. We both ran in separate directions to gather things to build and stock our food store. We found lots of things, like berries, flowers, and acorns for them to eat, and we built the store out of rocks. We were very proud of ourselves, but still something was missing. It took me a while to figure out, but I finally got it. "What are they going to do all day? Don't they need a school and a library?" I asked.
"Excellent idea,"
Marco said as he started gathering tree branches. Marco was really creative. He quickly built the library like a log cabin made out of sticks. The school he made was different. It was just 4 branches sticking straight up, with leaves as the roof. He said he wanted the twig kids to go to a nature school, so the classrooms were mostly outdoors. We couldn't stop ourselves. The more we thought about our twig people, the more we realized how much they needed. So we built them a playground and a huge soccer field. We even built them an ice cream shop and a bakery. We took a step back and realized we had just built a village. We both let out a Yahoo! Marco and I still had so many more ideas about what to build for our village people. We made a path for a train, then we started building a zoo, and suddenly we heard Marco's mother talking with my mother in the kitchen.
I can't believe it's time to go already. The time went by so fast. And guess what? I'm not sad anymore,
Marco said, smiling. This may not be soccer, but we make a great team anyway, I said as we gave each other high fives and walked back into the house. I don't think about sports or teams as much as Marco does, but today I learned it definitely takes a team to build a village. Molly Moccasins, everyday adventurer.